Joining us now to analyze the coverage, Buck Sexton, a radio host and co-host at Hill TV. Beverly Hallberg, president of District Media and a former television producer. And Richard Fowler, radio talk show host and Fox News contributor. Buck, I would describe most of the media reaction to the report this way. What are you talking about, Bob Mueller? There's obviously obstruction of justice. We saw that in some of the clips. Why on earth didn't you charge President Trump? Your thoughts?
I think that's ridiculous because Mueller showed that he was willing to charge people for minor infractions when he actually had the goods. He sent Papadopoulos to prison for a couple of weeks for lying about the date of a meeting for non-criminal activity. He sent a platoon's worth of police officers in to go arrest Roger Stone. So with Mueller, you had somebody who very obviously was trying to do everything he could to get Trump to actually bring a criminal case.
So what exactly was ridiculous?
So what's ridiculous is that people saying that he wouldn't bring a case if he had the case. If he could have, he would have. He did not because it's not there. And even the way that he lays out in the second part of the report, you see this, it's a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with criminal activity. It's really just an opposition research report that was the special counsel's waste of everyone's time, in my opinion. I mean, it really didn't amount to a criminal charge, otherwise it would have charged.
Well, Beverly, I would say there was some well-documented material in here that is embarrassing to the White House and to the president, but would you agree there were no bombshell headlines, something that we didn't expect, never saw coming, hadn't been previously reported?
Correct. I think the one thing that isn't being reported enough is the other bombshell, other than no collusion, is that we find that Russia interfered far more than we had expected. If there's any bombshell, I think it's the fact that Russia did interact into our elections. But this report does have something for everyone. So for those who said that collusion didn't take place and questioned it for 2 years, I think they're rightly vindicated, including the president. But I think those who have said that, yeah, there's collusion, but we're also concerned about his behavior, there is unflattering things about the president in this. So that's what they're running with. I think it's a mistake for them not to apologize for the collusion reports that have taken place for the past 2 years. But really, I think there's something for everybody in this.
Richard, the pundits were kind of regarded Bob Mueller as the savior. He was going to swoop in, stand up to Trump if he didn't get fired, uncover all the dastardly deeds and lead to an indictment or impeachment or something. So he doesn't recommend charges, in part because of the Justice Department policy toward a sitting president. And the press kind of turns on him. So, well, this guy's got lousy judgment.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very interesting day of coverage to watch, and I think your open sort of spoke to that, right? Is on one side, you saw folks, some of our colleagues here at this channel say, this is total vindication, total exoneration. And on the other side, you saw folks saying, what are you talking about? Lock the president up today. And I think the truth exists somewhere in the middle. What we found in this report was 7 instances in where this president could have possibly obstructed justice. But we also found a very grateful nugget that we should be very proud of as Americans everywhere, that our president did not collude with the Russians, even though the Russians wanted to collude with the president. And so I think that there's a little bit of something for everybody here. But the truth of the matter is, the truth exists in the middle. And the middle is that this behavior from this White House is very unacceptable, but we also see that, there's no collusion.
And I'm not hearing much of any sighs of relief from most journalists saying, at least, that was not true.